Hello to the chicas and the chicas. Super happy to announce that the Chess Coach András merch shop has launched. So if you would like to put your pieces in the center, or perhaps on a t-shirt, on a hoodie, or even on an apron, be my guest. Lots and lots of designs, many unique things to my channel and to what I do in general, especially on stream and YouTube. So yeah, lots of things to have a look at. Please note that the designs are customizable, so if you don't like the t-shirt or the jumper colors, you can fix it yourself. Long story short, I'm gonna put the link down below and you can purchase to your heart's content. I really hope that you will find what you like, including the accelerated Caro-Kann. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are moving on to today's agenda, which is going to be a very interesting quest, a journey into the amateur's mind. We are now trying to find the origin of mistakes, faulty thought processes, and how to fix them. The reason why I have this for you today is because I was analyzing this game today on stream. It was a viewer submission, and I thought that this was such a good material for a particular topic that here we are discussing it now on YouTube. So here we go with a 4-knight Scotch that goes sideways with e5, and shortly afterwards we find ourselves on the back foot already behind the white pieces. Now, why are we already on the back foot? Of course, we have got an uncastled king, we have got an undeveloped bishop, which can't even move right now, so we have to reckon with 2 moves there to get out of the way, either pawn up and then bishop move, or queen up and then bishop move, and consequently our rooks are not connected. Now, the name of the game, if you really want to be simplistic about this, and you should be, is that we are behind in development. And so, what you are thinking here is that I have problems to solve. And your problems are actually highlighted in red. In no particular order, by the way, but they are highlighted in red. We are not castled, the bishop is undeveloped, and the rooks are not connected. In strong contrast to that, black is 1 move away from all of this being tick, 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 tick. Bring it to me, baby. So now the onus is on us to consolidate, resolve the problems. I think we can agree that even lower rated players, if they look at this position, they would get an impression that white is not losing here, and perhaps not even that much worse, pretty much bordering the equal. And so we need to adjust our thinking to that and come up with a list of candidate moves. Now, if I was playing this game, and by the way, my next video is likely going to be covering this topic about candidate selection and comparing how higher rated versus low rated people think, my first candidate here, 100% hands down, would be castles. And if I want to be very honest with you, unless I could prove castles wrong, I wouldn't have an alternate candidate at all. At all. And the reason for this is because this move is by far the most obvious in terms of resolving 2 of my problems. The king's safety and, in a way, connecting the rooks. They are still not connected, but that's on the bishop, no longer on the rooks. So I am getting closer to what I want. Now, the white player, 1500 rapid, by the way, Chess.com, also considered castles to be the most obvious candidate. However, it was borderline immediately rejected on account of the semi-open B file that allows black, put whatever you want to finish this sentence, let's go with an attack against our king. Now, the very interesting thing to observe here, and this is where you see the first big break between lower and higher rated players, and I really don't want to put numbers there because it could vary as to where that fracture is, or where that separation threshold is the word we are after, is because this is completely unacceptable, this kind of thinking above a certain level, because it's merely a factual statement that there is a semi-open file there. That's not chess thinking, that's just having an open eye and observing that. That by default does not mean that there is an attack there. And it especially doesn't mean that we should therefore reject queenside castles. What it means is that we are aware, and now we begin thinking and calculating if the danger is real or not. Now, I would like to pause here for a second with this train of thoughts and open a new one. Come with me on this one. Watch what we do instead. Remember that the point is that we are trying to address the red problems. We decline castles, which resolves 1.5 of the 3, or 4 rather. We play c3. Now this already is to some degree counterintuitive, because if we are on the back foot, we should not be averse to trades, and this keeps the tension on, hoping that black would engage, which would resolve yet another problem. So there is that. But also, now castling queenside is noticeably more complicated, because now our king is going to be more exposed. But that's not happening. We play f4. And so what we are doing here, and I really want you to just look at these moves as I'm playing them out, as they were played in the game until here, is that we decline the most logical, the most principled, and one of the most healthy looking moves. And I do think that these 3 would apply to anyone above 1000, by the way. And now we are favoring 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 moves back to back, but in reality 6 moves without addressing our problems. We play c3, we play f4, we play b4, and now we begin to trade. And so now our position is infinitely worse. Like incomparable to how much worse this is to what it would have looked like after castles. We still have the king in the middle, far more vulnerable than it would have been castled. Black has made a lot of progress. We made queenside castling impossible. Kingside castles is quite difficult to accomplish. And yeah, no progress was made. Burned bridges. Why did this happen? It's because, just like the way how we declined castles on account of open file can't do, nonsense, we also didn't calculate lines for the alternatives. These moves that you observe here for white are one-off moves. Like they are not part of a plan or a vision or a calculated line. It's I kicked the bishop, that's good. Now they have a problem to solve. So now I don't have a problem because they have one. The bishop moves. I now play f4. I don't really know what that was meant to be honest. And now again, I kick the bishop. They have a problem. I don't. And so we are playing this one move at a time kind of chess where no lines are calculated and there is no broader vision. Now let's go back to the original situation, because I want to prove you how easy it would have been. So after castles, let's see actually the homework that needed to be done by our friend in order to determine if this was dangerous or not. Rook b8. What did I want to do? Get out these guys. So queen e3. I'm keeping an eye on this. I'm keeping an eye on the third rank. And I'm opening up my bishop. Doesn't look that difficult, does it? Queen d, bishop d2, rook d2, queen b4. This is as aggressive as I can play with black. Right? But note that there are 2 pieces attacking. And black has a grand total of 4 pieces, by the way, out of which these 2 are extremely unlikely to ever join the attack. So to call this even an attack is almost laughable. It's a 1-move threat. And after queen b3, that's all she wrote. Done, dusted. Either queen trade or you are losing a rock. So we trade queens, and now we are in an endgame where the black pawn structure is actually more fractured than the white, and white in fact enjoys the upper hand. Turns out there was absolutely 0 attack to speak of. We just needed to play a few healthy moves. And that's it. And we are golden. And instead we burned all the bridges because we gave in to the can't do that because there is an attack there, but we didn't even look at 1 move deep calculation, and we started just postponing the problems and doing other stuff. We played here f4, and by the way, the game continued here, should have continued with d6, and now we are falling apart because once again we have played 4 moves back to back ignoring all of our problems. And now e5 is just in tremendous trouble. Take, and I can't really take because after queen takes back, once I clear up my problems on the back rank, yeah, I mean, look at this. I'm still 1, 2, 3 moves away from castling. And we preferred this, right? I mean, obviously, I didn't know that this was going to happen, but every move we chose to not to castle was going to likely generate more problems. Conclusion. When you feel that you are on the back foot, like here, identify your priorities. Get the heck out of with my pieces as soon as possible. I need to catch up in development. And then whatever appears to be the most obvious way to do it is likely the one that is gonna be your way to do it. And if you see reasons why it might not, b-file attack, your job then is to calculate it. Prove it or disprove it, one way or another. You can't leave it hanging like, oh, this looks scary, I won't do that. Because then we are just going to push the problem in front of us, and instead of solving it, we are actually going to generate additional troubles, which is exactly what we did here. I really don't know, by the way, what f4 was all about, but the rest of the moves really, like even bishop e3. Like, no, even here, actually, no, I no longer can give you advice here because queen f3, that's what I would have done with bishop out, at least developing, but we are already in a world of hurt. And it's because we like b-file too dangerous. And now you compare the two problems, and all of a sudden the b-file attack looks like, I mean, come on, that's like whatever, 7,000 ways to handle it, no problems. And if black doesn't do the attack, by the way, after queen e3, well, what do you do? Like, fine, you pull the bishop back, I go queen g3. And now I'm going to go bishop d3 next. And I'm not even sure, you know, who is better anymore. I'm definitely not fearing anything. I've got bishop g5, bishop f6 pending. I have got bishop h6 pending. Note that the bishop a3 tricks don't work. This is, by the way, why also queen e3 was a very strong move here. So if I were foolish enough to play this, fair enough. That's why you calculate. But this is not a testament to, yes, queenside castles was dangerous. No, it is a testament to we are not tactically aware. That's why queen e3 is played, so that I'm covering the third rank, the only source of trouble, whilst opening the bishop. Done, dusted. So, don't give in to fears without calculating at all, because very often you will find that you can get out of a lot of trouble by playing principled, healthy chess, even if it invites some kind of small problems. You are solving far greater ones. Whereas if you keep on putting off solving your problem and just try to punch at your opponent from wherever you can, hoping that you will land an actual shot, you will end up like this poor guy here with white, who after d6 would have been absolutely hopelessly dead lost. So yeah, that's gonna be it for me for today, guys. I hope that you liked it. My follow-up video I really hope will be a powerful continuation to this, but I do think that the topic of this video and the position with it is a really good demonstration, food for thought if you will, of how you solve problems, small problems in chess, rather than allowing the whole position to collapse onto you because of lack of calculation, imprecise decision making, and just telling stories, as I like to say, such as the B file. Rightio, thank you very much guys for watching. Don't forget to check out the merch shop, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Bye.